Hello and welcome to the daily discussion. My name is Ryan. I'm so glad to be your host today. Now, today we will be covering how best to utilize the Vetter platform. Now, this call will be interactive, so I ask that you participate. You can participate by raising your hand if you have any questions or dropping your questions in the comments section in chat. Now, whether you're a veteran in our community or you are brand spanking new, today I'm going to show you how best to utilize, hands down, the best research tool, which is the Vetter platform, to help you find your next 2x, 5x, 10x, and beyond. Now, if you're watching this right now and you don't know anything about Vetter, you don't know what Vetter token is, you don't know what the Vetter platform is, no worries. Just go to vetter.ai. You'll be able to learn about what this project exactly is and how people all over the world are utilizing it to accomplish their crypto goals. Now, I just want to say this. I am not a financial advisor. Anything you hear me say today is not financial advice, but rather it's all about showing you a resource and teaching you how to utilize a tool. Okay, it's like leverage. Leverage is the ability to do more with less. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you tried to pick up your car, if you tried to just pick up your car, you wouldn't be able to pick it up. But the moment that you get a jack out, you stick the jack underneath the car, you start jacking the thing up, your car moves. That's a form of leverage. Leverage is the ability to do more with less, and Vetter platform is a research tool that allows you to save yourself time and energy because of something called artificial intelligence and crowdsourced intelligence. Okay, artificial intelligence is the inner workings behind the scenes. The crowdsourced intelligence is where people are working together collectively to find the next 2x, 5x, 10x, and beyond. Now, another thing I want to say, someone asked me one time, Ryan, hey, can you show me where the next 2x is? I'm looking for one. And well, the thing is, the Vetter platform is not a crystal ball. It is a research tool to help you find your next 2x, 5x, 10x, and beyond. Because if we all knew which project was going to be a 10x, we'd all be billionaires. Okay, so this is a research tool. Now, before we get into using the platform today, I want to let you know a little bit about myself. My name, like I said, is Ryan. I've been a part of the Vetter community since early October. And my wife and I, we have two daughters, ages 5 and 7. And like I said, my favorite part of the Vetter platform is the crowdsourced intelligence part of that. And we're going to do a little bit of that today. We're going to look at some projects today. We're going to get each other's feedback, and we're going to show you exactly what this game is all about. Now, just out of curiosity, go ahead and type it in the chat how long you've been a part of the community. Like I said, I've been here since early October. I just want to get a feel for, do we have brand new members with us today? Do we have veterans with us today? Go ahead and drop that in the comments on how long you've been a part of the community. Now, before we jump into the platform, we're going to go over a couple of announcements. So I just wanted to share some weekly stats for the week of March 24th through March 30th. Top reported gain was 1,900%. Top reported user gains, 20x, 10x, 5x, 3x, and 3x. And there were 28 projects that did 150% gain within the first 24 hours. So they're fantastic stats. Next up, we have the events. I think it's NFTCon. I meant to write that down. I'm sorry. But Robin Lynn of Vetter, she's part of the Vetter team. She's going to be speaking at the big crypto event in Miami. Okay. Now, last we heard, BitBoy was not able to attend. He was originally booked, but you'll see that on the website, Robin got a nice placement next to BitBoy, which is pretty cool. But Robin will be speaking there, so we're really excited about that and seeing how that goes as well. Now we're actually expanding the team. Okay, so what you're watching right now is part of the live content creation team. I'm part of that team, and we're actually expanding. So what does that mean for you today? Well, it means if you are into public speaking, if you are into presenting, if you've done a podcast, if you don't like doing live streaming, we're looking to expand the team. We're looking for talented, passionate, positive individuals who want to share their gift with the Vetter community and impact lives all over the world. So if you are that person or you know of someone who is that person, go ahead and have them contact Phyllis on Telegram or have them reach out to Phyllis in Discord, and she can be reached at PSC100X. Okay, so Luis is with us today. She's been here for a while. She's been here from the start, and Mike sure did have a great idea, didn't he? And Nadia, she is brand new. Welcome to the call today. I'm glad that you both are here, part of this awesome experience. So today, I have an angle of where we're going to head, but just want a curiosity to see if anybody else, if there's a specific topic you want me to go over today, and we can tackle that topic as well. But I do have an agenda for the day, but I wanted to throw out, if there's anything you want me to cover today, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and we'll see if we can squeeze that in today. Okay, now someone asked, can you show us upcoming projects and how to discover this? Yes, we're going to look at the calendar today. And also, we may just take a look at a project. One of the things that you hear me talk a lot about is money management and also your own personal strategy. Okay, so the way someone else invests and gets into projects may not be the same way that you would, being brand new. And so it all comes down to finding your own strategy. Now, one of the things that is highly encouraged is instead of just jumping into some projects, it's highly encouraged that you watch the process for a period of time to get a feel and understanding for how the process works. And specifically, I would take it a step further and say, so you can develop your own process. Okay, so you can develop your own process by watching some of these launches. It allows you to participate in a really safe mode. So let's say that we find a project that's launching tomorrow. I have one in mind. I'm not saying it is or is not a good project. We're going to take a look at it today and decide whether it's a good project or not based on other projects we've looked at in the past and our own personal strategy. But what I'm inviting you to do is get clear on the strategy that you want to implement, and then watch projects, watch the launching process, pretend like you're getting into the pre-sale, pretend like you got on the whitelist, pretend like the chart is live, and you're going to execute your money management. You know exactly how much money you wanted to get into the pre-sale, and you know exactly how much money you want to take out. Okay, so I just invite you to treat it just like you're getting into these launches. And after a volume of launches, VOL, volume of launches, you'll have your own strategy, your own feel for how you want to tackle the market. Okay, so that's my advice or feedback for you, whether you are, like I said, brand new, or if you're a veteran and you're looking for some new strategies, I would invite you to take that on as well. So let's go ahead and jump into the calendar. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick overview of the Vetter board. This is the dashboard when you log into the calendar. Log into the platform. And at the top, you're going to see your scout rank, you're going to see your vetter rank and voter rank. And these are the three roles in the vetter ecosystem that supports the entire process. Okay, these three roles, they feed everything. You know, so scouts, they provide projects to the calendar, and they may provide just basic information. Now, a vetter will take that information, they'll take that project, and they'll do a deep dive on it. They'll look at lots of details about the team, about the ecosystem of the Telegram, about the website, if they've done AMAs, things about the smart contract. Literally, they're going in there and they're tearing it apart, and they're looking for red flags. They're looking for things that they like. They're going and doing a deep dive. Now, a voter, they come along and they vote for a scout. And they vote for a scout, and they vote based on whether it was or was not profitable in a given time frame. Now, we score these things 4 different ways. We have the 24-hour time frame, the 7-day time frame, the 30-day time frame, and the overall time frame. So a voter will go in and vote for a scout and say, you know what, this was profitable. And there's guidelines. They don't just, it's not subjective. You know, they don't decide whether it's profitable or not. It either is or is not based on the systems that we have in place and how we score these projects. Now, a voter will also vet for a vetter, but that is simply based on whether they felt the information was helpful or not. Okay, so that's all just personal opinion. If they enjoyed the vetting, if it was helpful, that's what and how that works. Here you're going to see a hot list. These are some projects that have been added to the calendar recently by Purple Ranking Scouts. This is a snapshot of the calendar. You're going to see purple and beige and green and yellow and red, and there's a color-coded ranking. So based on the amount of projects that someone has done and based on the success of those projects, that's what determines the color-coded rankings. Next, you're going to see the team stats right down here. And this person is rated as the top tipper. They've tipped over 88,000 vetter, meaning they've gotten to some projects. They wanted to throw a tip out to old John, and John said, "Oh, thanks." They got another project and they wanted to tip, Frank, and Frank said, "Oh, hey, thanks." So we've created an ecosystem where people are working together to find these projects. Now, it's really similar in the sense of, if you've ever seen a rewards token where you are able to receive the native token as a reward, or maybe you receive BNB or BUSD or wrap BNB, whatever the reward is, but basically you're rewarded for holding the token. Vetter took it a step further and said, you know what, instead of just having people gain just by holding, we're going to reward people by contributing. And that goes back to the crowdsourced intelligence. People actually get paid to contribute to the platform. So right here we have the top tip scout, Mr. K Vetter, has received over almost 30,000 vetter just in tips from contributing to the platform. Mr. LDN 100X has received almost 70,000 vetter in tips just by submitting good projects to the calendar. And I really like sharing this stat. K Vetter is a top paid scout and the top paid vetter. And he's received over 350,000 vetter by submitting projects to the calendar. And he's been paid 230, almost 40,000 vetter by submitting vettings to the calendar. So he's been paid almost 600,000 vetter simply by contributing to the calendar. That just, I absolutely love that stat. That gets me excited. I mean, we were talking to a gentleman last week that, he came into the community, he came in and he has his vetter bag, and because he's contributed, I think he's almost doubled his holdings, meaning he started with one amount of vetter. Fast forward months later, his amount of vetter has doubled, not because he bought more, but rather because he was contributing by posting projects to the calendar, by voting. Literally through his contribution, he was able to double his holdings. That is phenomenal. I mean, tell me another place where you can contribute and be paid accordingly. And I think it's just an awesome ecosystem we've created here in the vetter community. And right here with the top paid voter, this voter's been paid over 500,000 vetters simply by voting for the projects that we were talking about just a moment ago. Right here are the tips and gains. You can see that this user got a 5x on this project, and they tipped this user 100 vetter. Okay, I'll go through that again. This user got a 5x on this project and tipped this scout who posted the project 100 vetter. So you can see how it works. Okay, as a means of appreciation for finding this project, they tipped 100 vetter. Here's someone who got a 15x, a 15x, a 15x, 10x, 10x. Okay, there's massive gains here. There's also big tips. This person, Vodka Hawk, reported a 10x gain on this project and tipped Captain Kurt 10,000 vetter. That, my friends, is called a win-win. So next here we have the tiers. Now this explains the access that you have based on the amount of vetter that you hold. Now tier 0, you hold 0 vetter, and you have limited access to the calendar. You're not going to see very much information at all. You just may see that there's a couple projects launching. Okay, but the moment that you have 10,000 vetter in your wallet, you're now able to see the ICO information, the scout information that the scout has posted. When you now have 25,000 vetter, you're able to see the vetter's information. I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. Next rank is tier 3. At 100,000 vetter, you're able to see the color-coded rankings. So you can see that, a beige scout posted this project and a yellow scout posted this one, and this one was a purple. And you can see the color-coded ranking. And also at tier 3, at 100,000 vetter, you're able to vote on projects. And again, voting is a really important role in the community, because without the voting, the ranks wouldn't happen. The top is tier 4 at 500,000 vetter. This is where you get advanced features like potential for the follow me feature. You also get to have access to listen in on the Vetter Trading Club calls. This is a group of leaders in the community that they work together to find different projects and invest in. And you're able to access those when you're at the tier 4 level. Now here you'll see the video vault, video library, and you can access that by clicking it here or the little movie camera, video camera icon right here. And this is going to take you in. It's going to have some videos that can explain to you, if you're brand new, how to walk through the process of getting set up and how to post projects on the calendar and things like that, as well as these are some influencer videos that's part of the influencer marketing campaign that we have going on. That these are videos that they have made. You'll be able to see those as well. And like I said, down here, the Vetter Trading Club series, and you're able to watch those videos and get plugged in that way. Let's go ahead and take a look at the calendar. Okay, so this is the calendar. Now, when you first look at it, there are a lot of projects on the calendar. 31 here. I'm sorry, 36 here, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 31. Okay, so you can see that there's a lot of projects listed on the calendar. Now, you may be thinking, well, how in the world are you able to go through all of these projects? Well, that's not necessarily the design nor the idea. You could, okay, but remember, this is about leverage. This is about leveraging your time and leveraging your energy, okay? So how best do we sort through these projects? Well, we use these filters up here. So the first filter you're gonna see is a network. And so let's say you only want to look at projects that are exclusively on the Binance network. You click that, and now it's only showing projects that are on Binance. You can change it to Ethereum, and you're going to see projects that are on the Ethereum network. Next up, you could click on Solana, and then you're only going to see projects that are on the Solana network. So that right there is a way that you can automatically find the networks that you care about, the networks that you want to invest in, the networks that you believe in, and only focus your attention on those projects. Let's go ahead and take Solana off. Next is the Launchpad. Now, last Friday, we did a session all about Launchpads. We talked about how the Launchpads work, and how they function, and how it functions for you as getting into whether it's a pre-sale or a fair launch. And so let's say that you absolutely loved what we talked about last week and you're all about pink sell. And so when you click pink sell, it's only going to show projects that are launching on pink sell. So it just takes out a lot of the noise. Now, obviously, if you were to put pink sell and Binance together, sorry, that's not a good example. What I was going to say was when you can start combining these two, it changes it more, but that's not going to work on the Launchpad side. Now, if we were to combine NFTs or memes with Binance, that's going to filter some things out. If we were to change it to Ethereum, we're going to see how many projects are on Ethereum that are memes. All right, so Ethereum doesn't play around. They don't like to joke. they're serious investors over on the Ethereum network. But what I'm getting at is the more of these filters you click, the more specific the search is. And this goes back to what I said a minute ago about your own personal strategy, finding projects that work best for you, your strategy, your risk tolerance, and the things you want to invest in. And that's what these filters allow you to do. Next thing is you can search by a private sell, pre-sell, fair launches, or IDOs. The thing about an IDO is you must hold the tokens of that particular IDO, that particular launchpad. So for example, BSCPad is a launchpad. In order to invest in projects on BSCPad, you must hold those tokens. And you must hold a lot of them if you want a guaranteed allocation, meaning if you want a guaranteed seat on the bus, you must hold a significant amount of tokens that cost a significant amount of money. The great thing about Vetter and VPad is we're creating our own launchpad. And in creating our own launchpad, we actually have a model in place where everybody can get a seat on the bus. So it's a win-win. It's a game-changing idea and a game-changing strategy, because the whole vision of Better is to make things better, better and better. So that's one of the things that, someone asked me one time, what's the favorite Launchpad? What's the best one? And I just said, it hasn't been created yet. It's in the works right now with VPad. So the next thing you could do is you could search through here. And this is one of the things that I would recommend that would help you as a means of leverage and saving time. Let's say that you have a full-time job, and maybe you're a full-time student, maybe you got kids, you have a busy life. And the idea of the Better platform is leverage and saving yourself time and energy. And so instead of going through all these projects yourself, you could literally just click on a project and filter it based on vetted only, meaning a scout submitted the information and then a vetter came along and vetted it. So let me show you the difference between the two. When we click scouted only, it means that just one person potentially has looked at it. It's going to be just basic information. Okay, so let's just go ahead and look at one real quick. Okay, so the scout has submitted this information. It's just really basic information. Okay, we go over the project, the symbol, where it was found, what network it's on, the strategy, whether, pre-launch, first sale, fair launch, IDO, pre-sale, when it was posted, Telegram website, the day that it launches. You have some positives, some red flags, some comments, and some notes. Really basic information. One thing to save yourself time and energy, if you click on vetted only, that means it's only going to show you projects that have a scout and a vetter attached to it, meaning the potential for 2 people or multiple people to have looked at it, but at the very least, a lot more detail has gone into it. Okay, so let's look at this project. Here's the basic information that the scout has provided. And then when we go to the vetting, there's another section here that has a lot more information where we start going into the team. The Telegram, is it vibrant? No, it's not vibrant. 2,900 members. Is a team doxed? No. Are you required to have tokens? And it says yes here. Has there been an AMA? Okay, that's great. Yes. What does it say about the AMA? It says they held an AMA. This vetter was unable to attend. Asked if it was recorded, but it doesn't seem like it was. The admin says they've done 3 AMAs already. Team notes. You're able to get the feel for the team. There's 5 team members. They're from America. They will not dox as they're against it. Okay. According to the admin, the team has done 3 previous projects, but all 3 were under 500,000 market cap. Okay. So this allows you to get a feel for the team without you being in a position to do all this research yourself. Okay. Telegram started September 2nd. Oh, that's good. That shows that they've been around for a while. Okay. The chat does not appear to be botted and has good 2-way communication. So what he's saying is there are people talking, there are people asking questions, and people are responding to the questions. They're giving them answers. Telegram was busy early and then went quiet, waiting for proper decks for Cardano. Okay, short summary. This is where the vetter can give just a really brief summary about the project, and then contract studies. So this is just information about the contract, information about the token. So we have the total supply, how much is going to be burned, how much is for the private sell, how much the team is getting, what's for development, and then the liquidity is locked for a year. Okay, so you can see now how a scout's information is really basic, and then a vetter goes into a much deeper dive and dives in and answers and finds a lot more of these questions. And the benefit of this is, if you're busy, if you don't have a lot of time, you're able to leverage Kevin Nine and his perspective and experience and the information that he shares. So instead of you doing all this research on your own, you're able to leverage his time and energy, and you can benefit from that. So that is a quick overview of how to jump into the platform, how to get started, and how to start looking at projects. Okay. Now, last week I had a quote unquote homework assignment and nobody took me up on the offer. Now, what if I told you that had someone taken me up on the offer, they would have had a really cool perk, a really cool, exciting thing I could have given them. But since no one took me up on the offer, we could do that. We get to do this ourselves today. Okay. So I am not saying that this project is good. I am simply saying that this project, I'm definitely watching because I'm very curious about the project. So what I thought we would do today is we could add it to the calendar, but collectively, we can share our thoughts about this project. Now we're going to add it to the calendar as unranked because I want to invite you to get into the process of doing this. If you've ever added a project to the calendar, it's time to, if this is something you want to do, it's time to, get in the game and learn how to do this process. And I just want to show you how simple it is to add a project to the calendar. Okay. So if at any point you have any questions, be sure to ask them in the chat. And if you are on a computer or you have two monitors, just set Zoom to the side and pull up some of the information as we're going through it. And, you can follow along and be sure to add your thoughts as well. So here is the reason I find this project really curious. There's been a trend where projects are doing what's called a fair launch via pink cell. And again, I want to make sure that I'm crystal clear on this. I am no way, shape, or form promoting this project. I'm simply curious about the project, and that's why I want to watch it. We talked about it last Friday, and I figured we could have a discussion on it today and see if we can find, see if we can poke holes in the project, okay? So let me, let's see, how should I do this? Let me pull up my other account here, and we're going to add a project to the calendar here. Let's see, where's my password? All right, got it right. Okay, so I'm gonna move this screen over, and I'll work on this screen. Okay, so this is gonna be not ranked. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna add it to the calendar, and then we're gonna start going through the project, and we're gonna look at each criteria. We're gonna come up together as a group. Hey, do we like this? Do we not like this? Okay, does that make sense? Everybody in alignment with how this is going to work? Everybody excited about working this together and then documenting the process? The reason I wanted to do this was because we brought it up last week. I thought it'd be a fun one to watch because of how much volume the project is getting. Okay. All right, so what we're doing is we're entering just the basic information. Oh, great, someone already added. That's fantastic. I looked for it today. Open in a new tab. This is even better. Someone's already added it. And they added it Friday. That's fantastic. Okay, if you added this, send me a message in Telegram, okay? Because I asked someone to add it, and they did. So right on to you. Now, whether it was someone online or someone who watched the replay, I'm not sure. But so let's just go over the information that was added here, okay? This is called Wall Street Finance. The symbol is WSF, found on YouTube. Now, I don't know if that means that they found this project before we did on Friday, or they watched our replay from Friday on YouTube and added the project. Either way, they found it on YouTube. Okay, network is Binance. Okay, it's a fair launch. Now, technically, it is a pre-sale, but there's some nuanced language around that. And since I'm gonna actually open up the other account here, since this one's good to go. Okay, now we're ready to rock and roll. Okay, so on Binance, strategy of fair launch. Technically, it's a pre-sale, but that's a nuance difference. Okay, we have the Telegram link right here. Okay, and we have the website right here, and that's the information that you put on that first field. Now the positives: stronger value proposition than Titano, Libiero, and Seifu. Okay, what he's meaning by, or this person is meaning, we'll go on the website and we'll see it. But there's other similar projects that have launched. They've done pretty good. And what he's saying is there's a stronger value proposition than those three. Okay. Soft cap is 50, currently at 2,500. Now, here was the thing that I wanted to bring up. Right now, this project is sitting at 4,119 BNB. That's a lot of BNB. Friday, 72 hours ago, when we brought the project up on this same call, it was sitting around 2,400. Okay. So in the last 72 hours, it's gained about 1,700, roughly. Okay. Red flags, do your own research. I'm a newbie. Congratulations. Thank you for posting. Thank you for having the courage to post. Okay. No questions answered in Telegram group. Admins are unresponsive. Yeah, that's not a good idea. That's not a good sign. No recording of Pink Cell AMA in the Telegram group as of yet. That's not a good sign either. Comments? Now this person is basically just saying some of the details about the project. This could have been taken directly off of the website, could have been taken directly off of Pink Cell. Okay. But this is just basically talking about what the project is about. The highest sustainable auto stake compound protocol in DeFi. Wall Street Financial rewards holders with a sustainable fixed APY of 800,000%, compounding every 3 seconds. This is theoretical limit in BSC. For example, an investment of $1,000 of Wall Street Financial would give you 8.2 million in just 12 months. But there's something more. NFT collection, bank referral program, DeFi 3.0 multi-chain farming, BNB Launchpad earning, cross-chain bridge. Okay. No notes by report. Okay. So let's take a dive into this project. Feel free, if you have like 2 monitors, or if you can actually see the Telegram, if you can actually see the website, I would even invite you to unmute and we can talk back and forth about some of the things that we see. If you don't, just type in the chat any thoughts or comments that you want to add to this. Okay. So pull up the Telegram, pull up the website. Okay. So let's just do like a basic overview of the website here. How do we feel about the website? Now, first off, it's pretty cool. I do like the fact that while this could be a really easily duplicated template that maybe we could create our own in a really short period of time, but the colors, they match. It's pleasing to the eye. There's like some energy that went into this. Even if it was like a $5, $5, icon creator or logo creator, it still looks cool. Like, it wasn't like they just tried to make it on their own. Okay. So I like that. I don't really care necessarily about what this is saying. It is what it is. I was part of a project over the summer that had a similar feature where it was redistribution, where there was a redistribution, 10% redistribution on every buy and sell. So all holders, their tokens increased every time there was a buy and sell. And this project and a handful of projects like it are just kind of rebranding it from this perspective. Like, oh, hey, look, you could get 800,000% for the year. Okay. Now that sounds like, oh, come on, that's bogus. There's no way that's possible. Come on, let's be realistic. Obviously, if people keep buying and selling and more buys are happening than sells, price will go up. And so, I mean, technically it's possible, but this is a meme coin. I mean, like, what is the actual value that they've created here? Okay, so far we haven't found anything. So far, it's just based on hype of a huge APY. And again, as long as people are buying and selling and more people are buying than selling, it will go up. And you will see the compounding and auto compounding happen, because that's just part of the smart contract. The project that I was looking at, The project I was looking, so that's a good question. The project I was looking at is, or the project I was a part of back in the summer, it kept working no problem. The problem and flaw with that group was they were basically just telling people not to sell. And so, you know, you'd buy in over the weekend and literally you'd buy on Friday night, and by Sunday morning, you were up, you know, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, depending on how much volume went through. And it was not a honeypot, it was not a rug pull, it's a legit project. They just based it on a concept of people being diamond hands and people holding until a certain amount. The problem with that particular project was they just believed that somehow people outside of that community would buy into the project and hold on long enough for them to sell. It's just not, that was the part that was not sustainable. As far as the APY sustainability, I'm not really super technical on the math part of it, but imagine it this way. So basically what they're saying is for $1,000, you would end up with XYZ. So every buy and sell, every transaction, the taxes are going and they're being split across holders. Okay, so in my simplistic mind, I believe it's sustainable as long as buys are coming in. And that's why I keep saying, as long as the buys are bigger than the sells, the numbers will keep going up. So the other project over the summer, it eventually died out because someone who was not part of the community got in early. And while everybody's holding and didn't take profits, this guy closed out, you know, a big chunk. And then everyone panic sold, and it's just house of cards. Okay. So I say that to say, there's another project that we were previously looking at. Let's see. And it's very similar to this. Web3. And they raised 6,000 BNB in the fair launch, the pink cell fair launch. Okay. Now remember, I'm not suggesting that this is or is not a good project. We're just talking about it. Okay. So this project, the biggest struggle that I saw with this project in the beginning, and my suspicion was, it's going to take a lot of volume initially with a project that doesn't necessarily have maybe a core user base or a tribe or you know, whatever you want to call it. They haven't found their tribe. And so it took a handful of days until the project finally started taking off. Okay, so 13 days from when this project launched to now is finally they had another high. So the high from launch, we were low for 12 days, and finally here we broke the high, and now we're way up, almost a little over a 2x. Okay, now this is very similar. It's a very similar model. I would think that the charts could be similar as well, because the money that they're raising here, if some of this money goes into the marketing wallet, they're going to have a really fat marketing wallet. And with this project, I've been seeing this project advertised all over the place. And that's how they're growing their user base. But also, like I said, they're finding people who actually want to hold, because I don't know what's happening with KuCoin, but there's a glitch right here. The candle's actually right there. It's just not showing up. But yeah, so whatever they're doing is starting to work. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen with this project. That's why we're talking about it. I think it's really curious for me, or I think it's really interesting to watch the psychological aspect of, some projects can hardly fill 200 BNB, but all of a sudden you have a project that's filling 4,100. I find that really fascinating, and just makes me wonder. Okay, hey, can you safely capitalize on that? So back to this project. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to the website. Okay, so let's see what it says in the white paper. How does auto staking work? They call it a simple yet cutting edge function: buy, hold, earn. By buying and holding the token, your reverse rewards interest payment directly to your wallet. Your tokens increase every 3 seconds. Okay, so again, as buys the only way this is sustainable is as buys are coming in and sells are coming in, they're being taxed, and that tax is being distributed to holders. Let's see if we can find, that's not what I want to see. Let's see right here. Wall Street Finance enables its holders to extensively compound their investment in returns as the protocol auto rewards its holders with 2.5% a day with a compound every 3 seconds. Okay, so it looks like their gains are coming from like a pool. What do they call it? Risk insurance fund and the treasury to farm stable tokens through multi-chain farming. Okay, they're saying it doesn't remain entirely on BSC. The money in the treasury will be bridged to other networks such as Phantom, Avalanche, Ethereum, and other emerging blockchains. Okay, and that's why they are 100% confident that they can support higher APY than other projects while still being sustainable long term. The slippage, 13%, or slippage, no, 13% buy and 17% selfies. I don't know why they're calling that slippage. That should be called tax. The protocol takes a portion of the trading fees, buying and selling, and utilizes these to further sustain and back the protocol and its liquidity. Okay, go back. Okay, so a little bit different than the project I was talking about earlier about all buys and sells. I mean, yes, they're saying that part of the sells and buys are feeding things, but like I said, the project I was previously talking about, all the buys and sell, or not all the buys and sells, but the redistribution was coming directly from the buys and sells for that project. It was a lot less complicated or advanced, whatever way you want to call it, than this project. So first off the bat, just look at the website. I think it's a decent website. It's nothing fancy. It's not like something cheap, but it's not totally custom, I don't think. So like, it's an okay website. Now this is one of the things that they're saying that they're different. How the funds work, how they're doing, multi-chain and the farming of multi-chain. That's how they're saying that they're going to be able to make this sustainable. Also, like I said, with the taxes, buy and sell tax, of people buying and selling constantly, that's going to feed the pools. Just like with Vetter, getting paid Vetter to scout, vet, and vote, that comes from the taxes as well. So every time someone purchases or sells, a portion of that goes and supports the crowdsource model for the Vetter platform. Now, one of the things that it looks like they're trying to do to be different, they have their NFT collection. So, own exclusive NFT collections that uniquely interact with the ecosystem. 4 rarities, different reward rates for the owners, common, rare, epic, and immortal. Trade in our marketplace or own to earn passive income and participate in our Wall Street social game. So it looks like they're trying to combine a game and NFTs, which again, if this gives them an edge compared to their quote unquote competitors, maybe that's what makes them different. Okay, tokenomics. Like I said, the tax, buy tax is 13%, sell tax is 17%. Okay, 4% into liquidity, 4 and 4, buy and sell into liquidity, 2% treasury. The risk insurance fund, this is the part where the compounding comes in. So they're saying 6 and 6 goes into sustain the staking. Now, this is the first time I've seen rebase, unless I just happen to overlook it. Yeah, this is the first time I've read rebase. Now, typically with rebase tokens, I don't know if this is just a regular rebase, but what I've seen in the past is rebase tokens, basically, it's not, your gains are not based on the chart, or how high the chart goes. Your gains are based on what the market cap is. So you get to look at to see what the market cap is when you get in, and that's how you determine your gains, because with a rebase token, it's designed to constantly go up. It's designed that, like, when you look at a chart, you see this. You just see a steady growth. And it's like people get excited. Oh, look at the chart. It looks so great. But what people don't realize is it's programmed in there to do that. I don't know the technical side behind the scene coding side. But like, that's why, even though it may look like this for a rebase token, it does not mean that you have that kind of gain, because it's all based on the market cap. NFT owner's reward, 2% sell converted to BNB, distribute to NFT holder owners. Okay, so it looks like, if you hold an NFT, you get 2% of the sales coming in. The bank, 2% on buy and sell, convert to BUSD and distribute to holders. I don't know if XWSF is the token or if that's the NFT. So people who leave give the people who stay. The people who stay longer get the bigger reward. Bonfire, 1% buy, 1% sell, burnt in the bonfire. So 1% of every buy and sell are burned. So this is the thing that was mentioned on in the vetting. I'm sorry, on the scout, where it was talking about stronger value proposition. So here are 3 projects that are similar. Okay. Now we could look up to see how their charts look, just as a framework of like, okay, these are the 3 that this project looks like it's trying to do better than, or have a different offering. Okay, so we could take a look at the 3. Let's see. Okay, this is sitting at 100 million market cap. If anybody has any questions or feedback, feel free to drop it in the chat, or raise your hand. We can talk about us going through this project and what we're looking at here. The reason I was pulling up the chart, I just wanted to see what I don't want to call them competitors, but like, this is what they're basing their process on. So to see, what they have their sights set on, just makes me curious, to see what it looked like at launch for this project, and how they did in the short and long run.
Excuse me, Ryan, when you're done, I have an off-topic question, please. Okay,
sure. Yeah, I was just trying to find I want to see what the launch looked like on the minute. But yeah, go for it as I'm digging through the day by day on the chart here. Yeah, Vernon, if you have a question, feel free to ask.
Yeah, there's a chance that the VPAD, well, we know it's not the final title of the Launchpad, but there's a good chance that it may be launched via Pink Sale. Just throwing that out there. There's a possibility that Pink Sale might be the where the Launchpad that might be used for our product. My question is, how familiar are a lot of the folks? I know I'm not really familiar with Pink Seal myself. How familiar are a lot of the newbies, the new people coming in the better now, are with that platform, so that when that day comes and the launch is here, how will they be able to maneuver it in order for them to, claim their tokens, and this is the process. It doesn't have to be a very long drawn out thing, but I think a lot of us needs to understand that, because that's quite likely the platform that we will have to work with when VPAD is launched.
Yes, that's a good question, and definitely better to plan now and be ready. But so one of the things to think about is so there's a lot of time in between now and claiming our tokens, even if Pink Cell is going to be used. Okay, there's a lot of time in between now and then. So like I was saying this morning, I'm sorry, this afternoon at the beginning of the call. It wasn't this morning. This is all about volume of launches. Volume of launches is where you learn and how you figure out how these things work. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to start being familiar with Pink Cell. Okay, familiarizing yourself with Pink Cell. So the way this works is, let's say we were going to get into this project. Okay, so we get in and our wallet is connected. We click buy. We put the amount we want to buy in here. Okay. Before the tokens are launched, before the project is launched to the public, we will get a notification or indication. And at that point, when we log in here, we'll see a button that says claim. Okay. Now, this is how most projects work. I can't say that this is exactly how VPAD is going to work. So let me just put an asterisk next to that. But you'll see a button that says claim. When you claim it, when you hit claim, those tokens are added to your wallet. Okay, so they're automatically added there. You would add VPAD as your custom token address. You would add VPAD in there, and then you would see the tokens in your wallet. Okay, so right here, there's a buy button. When this finalizes, there'll be a claim button. So here's a good thing to watch. I don't think if we don't invest into this, we should not see a claim button lit up. However, I don't know if a claim button shows up if you didn't participate, if that makes sense. And I don't know how to find another project to test that on. But that's the two differences. Right now we see a buy button, and then later we'll see a claim button. Those are the people in the pre-sale. Now, if you were not part of the pre-sale, if you're part of the private sale, you'll have your tokens a different way. So that's just for people who would be participating in Pink Cell. Okay, if you're in the private cell, I don't know. I don't recall if I've heard the exact instructions on how it's going to work, but I would imagine some type of airdrop. That's how it was previously done for whitelists, and that's been my experience. But as time goes on, that stuff will definitely be covered. And if you have that question, there's other people who have the same question. So there will definitely be solutions, and it will be a really clear roadmap and path to take on how this will work. Okay, so don't feel like oh man, I don't know how to do this. I've never done this. I'm going to get left behind. That's not going to happen at all. Okay.
Thank you very much. No, I just wanted to say thank you. I notice your time is running out. Thank you very much. I appreciate the response. I'm going to further look into it to see what I could add to what you mentioned. Thank you.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome. Like I said, there's plenty of time and place. There's plenty of time before the launch, and there'll definitely be clear directions and instructions for all parties involved, no matter what place that you're in, whether you're part of the pre-sale, whether you're part of the private sale, whether there'll be a pre-sale via Pink Cell, whatever route it is, just know that systems and processes will be in place to make sure everybody knows what's going on. Similar to that of how the AMAs have been going the last couple of days and weeks, it'll be just like that. And if for whatever reason there's still confusion, right now I don't have the direct answer because I don't know the direct path. But if for whatever reason there's still confusion as time goes on, continue asking. Whether it's on these discussions here, whether it's in any of the groups that we're in, just make sure that if you don't have your answer, keep asking. But I'm very confident that it'll be a clear process for everybody involved. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to run by real quick before we hop off here. So one of the things I thought was kind of cool about this project is simply the fact that they're basically saying, this is what these companies have done, and they're doing really good. Here's what we're doing so we can be better. And I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. I'm just saying that I appreciate the fact that I'm not saying shots were fired, but they definitely have their sights on who their target market is and who they want to be. And how, I suppose if they can deliver on all these things, that's a good thing. Now, one thing to consider is, I see no information about the team. Okay, so now they do have the KYC and audit through PinkCell. And so take that for what it's worth. You can do a handful of things to get a KYC and audit through PinkCell, but if that's all you got, that's all you got. Now, I do see that active marketing is taking place, and that's not cheap. I've seen their ads on PooCoin, and that's not cheap. And so I would be really curious to see how this goes in next 17 hours. I think that 5,000 is easily reachable. Like I said, I've seen another project do 6. So now it's just kind of a fun waiting game to see how this goes. But I would definitely encourage you to watch this process. Hop in their Telegram and see what's going on in there. See if you like the vibe and feel. The scouts said that people were not getting their questions answered. You hop in there, ask questions. This would be a great project to just kind of do your homework on and go through the process of watching it and see how it works out. So we are almost at the top of the hour, and I just wanted to say
a really quick question because
yes, absolutely. Yes, Natasha.
So I put this up on the Vetter platform, this project.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, that's okay. And I'm actually sorry I missed half of the AMA, only because it's early hours in the morning in Australia here. But it says I had a bit of, I didn't quite know how to post, and at the back, so when I look, it says at the thing, it says launch it. Do I need to press launch it?
No,
it says,
no,
okay.
No. So the way that, and this is a great question. Yeah. Was this your first post?
Yes.
Congratulations. That's fantastic. So what will happen is you won't click launch until the project actually launches.
Okay.
And so what that means is, this is showing that there's a countdown until the pre-sale's over for 17 more hours. In their Telegram, they may be doing like a voice chat. They may have a countdown, but they'll probably lock down chat so it's not confusing. And then when they share the contract address, is basically when the chart goes live. Okay. And so what you would do is this right here is a pre-sale address. This is not the token address. Okay.
Understand. Yep.
This right here is a token address.
Right.
Okay. So this right here, when they launch, you'll be able to go to PooCoin, post this in there, and you'll be able to see the chart. The reason we don't see anything on the chart right now is because they haven't launched yet.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it. I'm really nervous though as well.
Yeah, it's just part of the.
My first one.
I encourage someone to take it. Just leave it as unranked because this is not going to hurt you one way or the other. It's just strictly a learning experience, and just to see how it goes. And so follow the Telegram, follow the socials, watch the project. And treat it as if you had gotten in, so pretend that you got in. And if you did get in, whichever.
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Okay. And then so just make sure you have a clear money management strategy on when you're going to exit. Okay. Yeah. If your plan is to exit at 2x, at 3x, whatever case, your business, just make sure that you execute that. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't FOMO in and say, oh, well, they said it's going to 10x tonight. Yeah. Just stick to your plan. Okay.
Okay. So do I, does it happen really quickly? Because I'm worried that it might happen in 2 minutes and I'll miss out on
So
exiting.
they will, yes, it can happen quickly. You know, depending on what your threshold is and what you're going for, yes, it can happen quickly. And that's kind of just part of the process.
Yeah.
But again, you know, over time you learn and you get better and you get more efficient over time. You know,
Mhm.
you could have a slow chart or you can have a fast chart. There's no telling what's going to happen on launch day.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's wonderful. And thank you so much to the Veta team. I'm new to crypto. Veta was my first experience in crypto. I went tier 3 straight away and went into the whitelist and whitelist 2. And I'm so grateful to the whole team.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being on this journey with all of us as a community. And also congratulations on, you know, posting your first project to the calendar. And yeah, I mean, you're jumping in head first, huh?
Yep.
Well, again.